Huge game on Saturday. I mean, not only is this a rivalry game, it was a good game last year. This is always a good game, but the significance of this game to get to where you guys want to be. I mean, you guys need to win this weekend.
Yeah, we certainly understand that. We talked to the team yesterday about there's only so many teams right now in the country still playing for something, and we're one of them. Where we know what it feels like not to be one of them too, and so hopefully we just go out and play our best game. We're still searching for 4 quarters of complete Blazer football. We've been close, but we haven't gotten 4 quarters yet, and we look to put it all together this weekend.
When there is so much to play for, how have the guys kind of fed into that hype? Because it can go one of two ways. You want to work hard to get it, or you freak out and you kind of let it implode in your face.
Yeah, we found our groove on just getting it the right way, what we call the right way, which is week to week, day to day, making sure we do things right off the field so that we earn the right to be successful on the field. And so it's a whole different approach. I think, 3 weeks ago, we probably put a little bit too much pressure on ourselves, and we just don't play well in that manner. When we go out and play and concentrate and execute in the right way, we seem to play better. So we've approached it that way this week.
And just talk about how it's been a rough stretch for BSU against West Florida. Even before you got here, it was, they beat them in 2019, knocked them out the playoffs. They beat them in 2021 and kind of exposed a couple of things. So just talk about how important it is to try to get back in win column against the Argonauts.
Yeah, it's just important to stay in the win column in general, but especially when you go against a top 25 opponent like West Florida. They got a really good operation, man. And when their head coach left, they still had a lot of good players, and those guys stayed, and you can see them on tape. And then they've got another good coach that came in there and added to some of those things. We get into a lot of recruiting battles with West Florida. We won some, they won some. It's fun to watch kids that and recruited play on tape, and probably the same way for them. And so it's exciting. I've never been there, and none of our kids have been to their new stadium on campus and where they play it now. So it's another, we call it a tough environment because it's an unknown environment, but most of all, it's another chance for us to play and stay in the hunt for something. And not too often can you control your own destiny, and we're still in that position right now.
They beat Delta State last week, which was a big win for them. Did you learn anything from watching that maybe you guys didn't do? Did you take away anything from watching that film last week with them?
Yeah, they are who we thought they were. That's the slogan in football around this time, right? Denny Green. So they are who we thought they were. They got really good skill guys. They got a receiver that's doing really well. Their quarterback can throw it a country mile. If I hadn't been here a year ago, it'd probably be a little different, but we've seen him play. We've seen him throw the ball up. They got another receiver that caught the overtime tying touchdown with us. And so defensively is where they're most improved. They've got 4 guys up front that want to cause havoc, and you can tell. And as a D-line guy, you notice that right off the cuff. And so they're a little different there, but they've always been a good football team. I think we're a good football team too, and so we'll find out.
And just talk about Sammy Edwards. You talked about it a minute ago, talking about how you might put too much pressure on yourselves. It seemed like he kind of let the moment get too big for him a couple of weeks ago. Just talk about how he's kind of tries to level out and try to not let that happen again.
Yeah, the moment was big for him. It was his first time in that moment. And anytime it's your first time doing something, there's always a moment size that you got to check, right? And it was too big. It was too big for him. I think he settled in. Sammy came up after we lost to Delta. He was here working on the field after the game. We got done at 6. He was here till like 9 o'clock that night working. And so he understood what happened, and it's always good as a coach when your players understand even before you tell them. And so he's went about going to work a lot differently than he did before that game. And so I got the utmost confidence in him. He's talking about a dude that won the team. And so we knew we were going to have a chance because he did that. And he's playing at a high level right now. So I'm glad he's my quarterback.